Hey, hello everyone. Good morning. Can you confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? So yesterday where we stopped. Yesterday what we discussed. Yesterday we created like two applications. It's like service one and service two. Both are like GraphQL only. We exposed some of the endpoints from service one application. We exposed some of the endpoints from service two application. This like okay, two microservices you can say. In future, I don't know. Okay, now it's like two in future 10 also. I don't know that one. Now the problematic statement is what? For example, I have a client application. My client application want to get okay some data from the service one application, get some data from the service two application, get some data from okay some X application. There has multiple microservices over there. It is very difficult to manage these particular applications URLs and communicate directly. It is very difficult. Okay, so yesterday's flow, let me show you that. So I have one client application. This is my client application. There has multiple GraphQL applications. This is one GraphQL application. This is one GraphQL. Like this, multiple GraphQL applications are there. Each and every application just talk with okay respect to databases. Okay, this is one database, and this is talk with this database, and this application talk with database. This application talk with this database. Okay, these are like backend applications. There is four backend applications are there. Now my client, it's like React or Angular or Vue or whatever it may be. This client application gets some data from this application. Okay, so if you communicate directly, this URL and okay, the service URL, that means where my backend application is running, that service URL you have to maintain here. The next one also this one, and next one also this one, next one also this one. It's a kind of tightly coupled with the URLs or not. If any changes, okay, if you do any change in any service, my client application also have to do the changes or not. For example, this one is running localhost 2020. If you change the port localhost 2022, this guy has to change, right? Yes or no? In the past, he communicated with the localhost 2020 application. The same application now it is running where? Localhost 2022. That means the change is required here or not. It's like tightly coupled with your backend application where it is running or not. So I don't want like that. Then how? What is the approach? What is the architecture you followed yesterday? Instead of communicate with different applications, okay, can you create one gateway? Can you create one gateway? This gateway, what he is going to do, simply route, okay, this gateway simply route your request to different applications. Okay, now my client application, only one person is there to communicate. Who is that person? This gateway or not? Okay, my client application, okay, just okay, only one person is there. That person is like a gateway. Now my client send a request to the gateway. My gateway dispatch the request to the different applications and get the data and give the response back to my client. Now tell me, if any change you made, then the type that particular location change, no need to change in the client. Why? Because my client application communicate with the gateway, not server application. So if you do any change, your microservices, okay, now it is running in the server one. In future, it's like a server two. No need to do any change in the client side. Just you need that change in the gateway application or not. Okay, my gateway application is running localhost 2020. It is like always localhost 2020 only. There is no need to change. Okay, that particular change, my server application where it is running, that URL changes, just you can make in the gateway. My client application, as usual, communicate with the gateway. My gateway dispatch the request to the different microservices or not. Yes or no? This is the flow yesterday we completed. Which part we completed? This part we completed. This part we completed. Yes or no? You created one gateway application. Instead of four applications, just you created like two applications. Those two applications not talk with the database. Just okay, we can do okay, talk with the database also. We can see that one. Yes, no? Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So yesterday, let me go through the code. Okay, see, service one and service two. Service one is like one GraphQL application. Service two also one GraphQL application. Okay, in the service one, how many endpoints you created? One is like a get name, save name. Okay, there has a query and a mutation. The service two also, okay, there has two more endpoints I created. In the schemas, type definitions are there, two more endpoints. One is get name and save name and get location. But one thing you have to do, okay, here, what we did, The service names are like what? The queries are like same, right? If the queries are like same, okay, then that time there is a conflict. There has a conflict. That the reason to resolve the conflicts, there has some concept is there, Apollo directives. Okay, that concept we can use it to resolve that one most of the times. Okay, the service one, whatever you have the queries or mutations, that should be unique in that particular application. So here also get name, save name is there. Here also get name and the save name is there. Just you can do the change. What is the change, you know? Okay, here my type definition. So get name from which application? Okay, service one application. Save name from which application? Service one application. Just you can write like this, service one application. Now if you do any change in the type definitions, just I'm doing the change. Why? Because the same name you are using in another application. So here also service one, and here also service one or not. Son, service one. Now my first application is running or not? Can you check it? My first application is running with which port number? Localhost 4001 is the port number. The second application which is running where? Localhost 4002. Okay, now my gateway. If you come to the gateway, okay, before go with the gateway, see in the app.js what we did, you build a subgraphs. Okay, here whatever the microservices are there in the architecture, we can say like a subgraphs. Okay, these subgraphs we are going to integrate it in another application. That one we can say like a super graph. Okay, these applications terminology wise we can say like what? Okay, subgraphs. These are like, this is one subgraph, this is one subgraph. Okay, this is one subgraph, like this. This is one subgraph. Terminology wise these are the subgraphs. Now these all subgraphs, where it is going to? These all subgraphs, where it is going to? Tell me, these all subgraphs, where it is going to integrate? In the super graph or not? That is the gateway application. That we can say like a router also. Okay, router, we can say this application, we can say like a router. And these all are like binded in this application only, right? In the router application only. Terminology wise, we can say like it is like a super graph. Okay, these microservices we can say like a subgraph. So where these microservices are like binding in one application, that one we can say like a super graph. That one we can say like a super graph. Terminology wise, just terminology wise. Okay, so here this application is acting like a super graph, and this one is like a subgraphs. In the app.js, if you observe, see this. Okay, you are building what? Subgraph schema or not? Type definitions in the past, if it is like an individual, how you written the code? You written the code like this, but you slide. Okay, you did like a slight change here or not? You did like a slight change here or not? Yes or no? Build a subgraph schema, build a subgraph schema. Okay, now here start a standalone server. Start standalone server with that application. Okay, this particular server you have to pass and listen with which port number. 4001 is the port number or not? Already you know that one. Last weekend we created like this kind of application only or not? But that is individual application. But this one is like what? It is like a subgraph. It is like a subgraph. Okay. Now, same way, I created one more application, but this is like what? Express, node with Express. Here the schemas, if you observe, okay, same. Okay, get name, get location, save name, like this schemas I have. The next one is like what? The next one is like what? Okay, resolver section. If you go, these are the resolvers, and you can go to the app.js. Just you created one application, and you can write your rest points or rest endpoints also, no problem at all. You can write your rest endpoints. Okay, you can write your GraphQL endpoints. Both you can include, no problem at all. Okay, in the users router, in the route section, in the users, here you can write your rest endpoints. Okay, but our goal is like GraphQL, so that I created like in the schema section GraphQL or not. Now this particular schemas and everything you have to register and start the application. So here is the one. Okay, in the type definitions, resolvers, you can get it. Now this is not like a normal application, it's like a express with GraphQL. So that my library Apollo server express. If it is like a core, Apollo server. If it is like with express, Apollo server express. Now here this package.json, this package.json, if you observe here, see the server application you created by using @Apollo server. But this one, if you observe, not like core Apollo server, it's a kind of what? Okay, Express and Apollo server with GraphQL or not? Express and Apollo server with GraphQL. Understood? So once we have the type definitions and resolvers, we can get the Apollo server. In the past, in the last application, service one application, you get that Apollo server from Apollo at the rate Apollo server library. Now you get that Apollo server Express is the library. Now once you have the Apollo server, build subgraph schema. It's like a common. It's like common. Now you can start your application server.start. Okay, it's like a server node with express. Okay, this one node with express plus GraphQL. That's the reason here itself we can start server.start. It returns me a promise object. It is like a success response I handle, and this one is like a failure response I handle. Okay, now once it's like successfully started, you have to add your middleware, your express application. You have to add it, and you have to set that port number here. This is the small configuration to start your node with Express plus GraphQL. Now the second application also running. So first application is running and second application also running. Okay, all the services are like unique. It's not like a duplicate service names. Now if you come to the gateway, here is the place. It's like a super graph. Here is the place we are going to add all your microservices or not. Now, if you go to the package.json, if you observe here, now see here, Apollo gateway. Okay, the next one is like what? Apollo server and a GraphQL. It's like a small normal application you can create, but it's like a router. It's like a gateway who receive the request from the client and dispatch the request to the server applications. Now, if you go to my app.js, now how many applications are there? How many applications are there which are running? How many subgraphs? I mean, how many subgraphs are there? There has two subgraphs are there. One subgraph is running localhost 4001. Another subgraph is like a node with express which is running on localhost 4002 with GraphQL. It's like a what? Full-fledged URL. Full-fledged URL. If you want to test it, just you can test it. Localhost 4001. It is running or not? Localhost 4001. Okay. 4001. The next one is like localhost 4002. Localhost 4002. Okay, now see, this is the one. If you go to the root, okay, there has query and mutation sections over there. My query get name service one. Okay, now you can check get name service one is expected, is working as expected. Let's go to the root. Let's go to the mutation. Okay, add this mutation. Add this one. Add this one. Okay, now if you click on this one, now my mutation, see this working as expected or not? This is node with express plus GraphQL. So localhost 4002 in this particular route they're not exposed our GraphQL playground. They exposed with the GraphQL. Okay, this is the URL. In this URL only they exposed this particular playground or not. Now, if I click on this one, here we have the queries as well as mutations also there. Now, if you come here, just wait. Now, see localhost 4002 and GraphQL. Now, let's go to the root. Now, remove this one. If you go to the queries, okay, now see how many queries are there. Get name is one query. Get location is like one query. Now, you can get, see this, get name or get location. Okay, any number of queries you can execute in a single query or not. That is the one feature in GraphQL or not. Now, if you go to the root, I don't want mutation queries and I want to go with the mutation and save name. Now, see this, it is working as expected or not. So, two microservices working as expected. These two microservices has their own endpoints. That means, okay, get name, save name. These two microservices running in their own servers or not. Localhost only 4001 is one, and then 4002 is another one or not. If my client want to communicate 4001 or 4002 like this, my client can communicate directly, but I don't want like that. Okay, my client has to manage all these services in a single URL. For that purpose, we are using this Apollo Federation architecture. Now let's go. Here what we did. Apollo Gateway, Apollo Server standalone, Apollo Gateway. Here is the one. Okay, Apollo Gateway is which type? It's a kind of, what is the type? It's a class. So I created an object which take configuration object as a parameter. So how many services you want me to list it out? So for how many services are there? Two services are there. Okay, one, the services where it is running, that URLs you can mention. To differentiate that, you can give the names. Okay, if you don't want, okay, that's not a mandatory, but localhost 4001, which application is running, proper name you can give. Localhost 4002, which application is running. For example, today you are like a developer, you left that company, then the new person joined. Then the time if you see this one, oh, localhost 4001 application 1 is running, localhost 4002 application 2 is running, like this you can come to know or not. For that purpose, just you can give the name and URLs. Once my gateway is ready, now you have to start your server. So Apollo server, you have to create the server. Just you can create the server by passing your gateways. Now you have to start your server with this particular gate. Okay, with this particular server or not. You created that server, you have to start it. Start standalone server. Okay, with which port number you want me to start? 2020 is my port number or not? 2020 is my port number. Done. Now, if you come here, now localhost 2020, it is running or not? Now, if you go to the localhost 2020, it is like a super graph. Localhost 2020, it is like super graph or not? In my super graph, both my microservice 1 endpoints and microservices 2 endpoints, I'm able to see or not. Observe. Now, if I click on the query, see my get location and get name. It's like a microservice 2. This one is what? Service 1 or not? So all the endpoints I can, okay, execute, I can see the outputs or not. Observe this data coming from different applications or not.
Yes, sir.
This data is coming from different applications or not. Now, if you go to the mutation section also, in the mutation, save name is coming from service 2 and save name service 1. This is a service 1. Okay, so you can use both or not. Okay. So forward. Come on. Okay, there. Now, just I have multiple databases over there. Okay, my service 1 application has to connect with one database. My service 2 application has to connect with another database. Let me open our MongoDB. So here there has 7 a.m. Workshop. This is 1 DB. Okay, workshop DB. Service 1 want to take the data from workshop database. Okay, service 1 want to take the data from workshop database. This is my server. Workshop is the server. Okay, in the workshop server, my SMS is my database. SMS is the database. Service 1 want to take the data. In the SMS, okay, there has some students data is there. That students data just I want to display. Okay, there has students data is there. Okay, name, roll number, something like this. We have the student data or not. Can you write one simple endpoint to get the data from the database? Shall we? Okay, let's go. Service 1, I need the data which is coming from SMS database students collection, which is running in the workshop server. Okay, my workshop server, where it is running? Okay, the URL is required now. So can I get that URL? Copy connection string. Okay. Can I go to the service 1? Yes. Can I go to the service 1? Now can I go to the type definitions? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Come on, step by step, anyone? What do you want me to do?
One more query.
Get
Students.
Get students. Can I get like a get students? Yes. Get the students. Students. What is the written type?
String.
What is the written type? Come on. What is the written type? Array of these three
Objects.
array of objects. So can I create the type of this object? How we can create the type? Type
Student.
student. Type student. How many are there?
3.
Okay,
5.
underscore ID unique. My name is like string. The next one. Name is like string, and my roll number is like
Roll number.
integer or not. My roll number is like integer. Yes, no? Done? Yes. Now I have to mention this one here or not. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. What next? Why I am using like type? Why not input? Why I am using like type? Why not input? You are not passing this type of data, right? You are expecting the data. The output is always like a type. Okay, my input you have to define by using input keyword or not. Okay, na? Now what is the next step?
Resolver.
You have to go to the resolver section. Okay, mutation query na?
Query.
Query na mutation na?
Query.
Come on, query, right? In which section you added in the type definitions get students query section, right? So that you have to write in the query section only or not? From here. From here, if you want to connect with the database, if you want to connect with the database, I want one library. Okay, which database, which library is required? MongoDB is my database. So my library is like what? npm install MongoDB is the library or not? MongoDB is the library. Okay, just wait. It takes some time. Okay. Now, can I go here? My service 2 also required, na? What happened? CD service 2, na? npm install MongoDB is the library. What happened? npm install MongoDB. Okay, there is a version compatibility maybe. Can I do force? Okay, done. Now, shall we go to ours? Yeah, here. Can I get the Mongo? How we can get it? Import MongoDB from MongoDB. Next, if you want to connect with this one, I need a connect URL and okay, my server URL. Where my server is running? Where my server is running? Now let's go to your compass. Already my server which is running in the cloud. You can take the connection string. Okay. Now this is my URL. Done. Okay, na? Once it is done, next. What is the next one? To connect with the server, you need a client, right? So that can I get the client from my MongoDB? Can I get like a Mongo client? Can I get like a Mongo client? Now by using the client, can I connect my client dot connect? What is the URL or not? My connect returns me what?
Promise.
Promise. Any function okay returns me promise. You can take the data through await keyword or using can. So whenever you are trying to connect with this server, okay, if it is successfully connected, you can get the server or not. Server is available or not. So once my server is available, what do you want to do? Inside the function await is there. Okay, that function should be yes. Once you have the server, from the server, what do you want me to do? I want to take the database. My server.db. What is my DB? SMS is my database or not? Yes or no? Once I have the database, okay, my database dot collection. Okay, students is my collection or not? Students is my collection. So my constant, my collection. Once I have the collection, my collection dot find all the collections I want. Find the next one is like to array. Now this to array returns me what? Again my to array returns me what? Again the promise
Promise.
or not. So can I get it? Now I can get like constant my response or result. Once you have this result, can we return that result back? Can we get that result back? Okay, na? This is a simple endpoint or not, which is connecting with one database. Now, shall we check it? Will it work or not work? This is my service one, right? So let's go. Can I refresh? Not required also. It's like auto refresh now. So let's go to the service. I am in the service only. My get students, just add the get students. What you required, these all are required. Now click on the get students. Okay, it gives another invalid schema expected connection string MongoDB. What happened? Can you check? Invalid schema expected connection string to start with MongoDB. Okay, there is a connection string. Okay, get students. Is it okay? Now, can you come here? Can I refresh? Okay, cannot return null, non, okay, student ID. Okay, get students, student ID. What happened here? Student ID. ID or underscore ID? Underscore ID, na? Underscore ID, na? So type definitions, what is this? Underscore ID. Okay, yes. Now, shall we go again? Now, can I click on the get students? Now you're able to get this data or not? Now, can I get the underscore ID? Now you can get that underscore ID value also or not? Now it's working as expected. Yes, no?
Yes.
Now, the same service you can consume from where? The same service you can consume from where? From your, from where you can consume it?
React endpoint.
Your
React.
root application, super graph also or not? Okay, whenever, okay, see this, the subgraph changed. Okay, the super graph updated or not updated? Not updated. Just you have to do restart your super graph. Can I do the restart? My super graph restarted. My super graph supposed to be run localhost 2020 is the port number, na? So still not. Am I written? Can I go to app.js? Yeah, super graph is running. Yes, super graph is running. So localhost 2020. Now the subgraph changes should be affected here in the query. Yes, you're able to see now. Yes or no? Now you can see all these things. Now can I click on the get students? Now are you able to see this data or not? Okay. Okay then. I have one more database is there. Okay, now this is my workshop, not required. Node weekend is there. Let's connect it. Okay. Now in the your post, you have any data, posts are there. Open posts, huh? Staff is there. Yeah, staff is there. Just I need this staff in the array of strings. That's it. Okay, faculty one, faculty two is there, right? This staff I want. Okay, that's my requirement. Get it? Can I go to service two? Go to schemas. Go to type definitions. I need staff. Okay, get the staff. In which format? Array of
Oh,
string. Array of string. That's enough. Only names enough now. Only names enough for me. Only names enough. Comma is mandatory or optional? It's like an optional. No issues with this. Okay, next. What next? Go to, come on.
resolver.
Go to resolvers. Yes. Let's go to the resolvers section. Okay. Here, can I get like get the stuff? Okay. The next one. In the package.json already MongoDB is there now, so no issues. Let's go to the resolver section. Okay, can I get the MongoDB? It's like ES6 below, where MongoDB equals to require
MongoDB.
MongoDB. Require MongoDB. Okay, where Mongo client. where Mongo client equals to MongoDB.client. Okay. Now the URL where my MongoDB server is running, the second database, node weekend, where it is running. This is my copy connection string. Let's place here. Okay. What next? What next? Same story. My Mongo client dot connect with the URL. Okay. Now my connect returns me a promise. So let's go with the await. Now await always returns me what? Tell me. Await keyword follows the promise object and always returns me success data na failure data na. Always success data. If it is like failure data, then always returns me success data. If it is like failure data, then tell me if it is like failure data.
Catch.
If it is like failure data, try catch, right? Okay, in the catch block, you can get the failure data or not. Yes. Now, this is the one. Okay, na, everyone? Okay, once you have the server in your hand, what you needed? I need a come on. Once you have the server in your hand, what do you want? My server dot database. What is my database? What is my database? SMS is the database. SM is the database. Next, my DB dot collection. What is my collection? Staff is my collection. Staff is my collection. Done. The next one. Can I get the data? How we can get the data? How we can get the data? My collection dot find. Okay, no condition, nothing. No condition, nothing. Okay, dot to array. Okay, it's also returns me what? To array. Promise object. So can I get it by using await? Okay, so where my result? My result is which type? My result is which type? Array of objects. Array of objects. This is the type, na array of objects. But you want array of objects, only strings, only names,
Only names.
names. So that can I get the names? How we can get it? Can anyone tell me? I want array of names. Array of names, just names. Which method you want me to use? I have array of objects over there. Just I need like array of names only. Which method you want me to use?
Map.
Can I use like map? Correct. Okay. Tell me. Result dot map. Next. Every time it gives me an object. What do you want me to return?
Object dot name.
Object dot name simply. Okay. Now you can get like what? Staff, right? Okay. Now finally, can I return my staff? Finally, can I return my staff? This is the simple endpoint which is connecting with a different database or not. Shall we test it? Go to which application? First one or second one? Second one. Okay, let's go to the query. Now I have the get staff or not. Okay, now if you go to the get staff, can I click on the query? Now you can get this data or not. Okay, now if you go to the Apollo server, now if you go to the query, is it like affected or not affected in the super graph? Any changes you made in the subgraph, those changes by default not reflected within the super graph. So what you need to do in the super graph? What you need to do the super graph? You need to
Restart.
restart, right? Your super graph supposed to be restored. Then only you can check, you can get the latest results. Now you can refresh the page. Now here in the query, you can get the get stuff also or not in the localhost 2020. Now once it is done, okay, now let's go here. Now if I click on the queries, Now say this, you can get this one or not. So all my endpoints where it is now. All my endpoints where in the
Supergraph.
graph or not. Okay. Now my client application. Now my client application. My client application is like a React application. Okay. My React application is going to communicate with whom now? Subgraphs or supergraphs? So which one is recommended one? Subgraphs also running. You can connect, but which one is the recommended one?
Supergraph.
Supergraph or not? Okay, done. Now shall we go with React now? Okay, let's create a simple React application. Now tell me, how many applications supposed to be run always? How many applications supposed to be run always? How many applications supposed to be run always? One. 4 applications. Okay, my client, including client application. My client applications has to run. Client application has to run. And my server application, supergraph and subgraph, everything, all should run or not? Yes or no? Okay. Now, which libraries are required in your React if you want to work with GraphQL endpoints, if you want to consume, which library is required? Okay, there is multiple ways over there. By using ANSYS also you can. Okay, by using React Korea also you can. By using my server side Apollo server. Okay, the same provider only provides you one more library to communicate with your GraphQL endpoints, that is like Apollo client. So best suitable one is like most of the times people are using like Apollo client is the library. Now already we discussed. Okay, if you go to the Apollo client library, we have the queries and mutations. So if you want to execute the queries, or if you want to consume the queries, okay, and the mutations, we have some predefined. Okay, predefined is nothing but it's not given by the React but given by the Apollo client people. Okay, they given like some of the hooks. Can anyone tell me which hooks are there?
Use query, use
Okay,
mutation.
use query is the hook. Okay, the next one, most of the times, use lazy query is the hook. Use lazy query is the hook. The next one, use mutation is the hook. How many hooks are there overall? Overall, how many hooks are there? There has 3 hooks. Most of the times we are going to use query and use lazy query, and use mutation is the one. Use mutation is the one. So use query and use lazy query, what is the difference? Can anyone know? Use query and use lazy query, what is the difference? I have the app component. I have the app component. At the time of loading my app component itself, otherwise in my app component there has 2 more components are there. One is like students component is there, another one is like staff component is there. Okay, at the time of loading my students component, itself, I want to display my students data loading itself, but my staff I want to display at the time of click on the show button. At the time of clicking on the show button, what is the difference in the requirement? On load itself, I want to execute my query. Okay, on load. Okay, after onload, okay, I want to execute one query. Okay, on load itself, if you want to execute the query, then you can go with what? Use query hook. Okay, after onload, that means after mutation, after first time load, if I click on the button show, okay, then only I want to send a request and get the response. That time, shall I go with what? Use
Use lazy query.
query or not? Use lazy query. Now, can anyone tell me use query is the hook? I said all hooks are one. All hooks are functions only, na? Come on, all hooks are syntactically what? Functions only, right? All hooks are functions only. Now tell me, my use query is the hook, is nothing but it's like a one simple function only. So my function, if you use, it may take some data, it may return some values or not. So my use query take some data. That is like a mandatory one is what? Which query you want me to execute, that query you have to place it. Can anyone tell me the use query returns me what? Use query returns me what? Last time we discussed use lazy query, but not use query. Use query returns me what? Very
Data.
simple. Okay, sorry.
Data.
Yeah, data only, but it returns me an object. Returns me what? An object. Okay, object contains what is usual? Object contains what? Object contains multiple properties or not? Okay, for example, 100 properties it is written, but I need like 2-3 properties only. Then the time, overall object you required, you want me to destruct. Which one is recommended?
Destruct.
Destructive and recommended one. While destructuring, okay, if you want the data from the object, the key should what? Key should mandatory or not? The same keys only or not? What are the keys? Loading, data, error. Can anyone tell me why these are like required for us? There are so many, but these three are important. Why? Because I asked one question to you. I requested something to you. Then the time, okay, you need to receive and start processing the request or not is nothing but my request is like processing is going on, okay, in progress. Loading is like true means my request is like in progress. Okay, loading is like false means my request not started or completed. Now once you send a request, you may get like always success response. Tell me, you may get like always success response. Come on, you may get like always success response. Tell me.
No.
Right. Okay. Maybe success, maybe failure. So my data, it is always tells you if the data is there, it means it's a success response. Error is there, it means it's like a failure response.
Failure response.
Understood? Okay. Same like this. Okay. Now it is use lazy query. Okay. Use lazy query. It is also take multiple arguments. Okay. Two arguments we can say. First one is like query. Second one is like configuration object. The first one is like again the query. First one is like what? Again the query. Okay, done. Now it returns me what? Anyone guess? Last time we discussed. It returns me what? An array. It returns me an array. Array destructuring, right? Array of two elements. Array of two elements. If it is like array destructuring, we can hold the values with any names or not. We can hold the values with any names. What is the value here? You can hold the value with any names. Now here, my use lazy query, when you are going to execute, okay, when it is going to execute the query, whenever you require, not first time load, right? Whenever I click on the button, I want to perform some operation, is nothing but one, who can perform some operation, one function, right? That is related to one action only or not. So that my use lazy query always returns me two values, okay, always returns me an array with two elements, we can say. The first element, can anyone guess? My first element type is what? It's a
Uh,
function type. Okay, my second element type is what? Can anyone guess? Easy. Come on, you're performing some operation means you have to get something about the operation. Okay, about that action or not. Action is going on, action completed successfully, action not completed, action failure. Like this, you have to get some response or not. So why my B is which type? It is a
Object.
object type. Object type. My A is which type? It is a
Function.
function type or not. So in our case, if it is like array destructuring, okay, you can hold the values with any names, no problem at all. My first one is like a function. As per your requirement, okay, my staff should come, right, lazily. So that can I give the proper name, get staff, any name you can give. The next one is like B, you can put like, okay, my loading data error. But one more thing, what you can handle by using this one, that is one way. My get staff is a function. This function gives me the result in which format? Can anyone guess? Last session, last weekend, it gives me the result in the promise. Either you can handle the result like this, Okay, loading or success or failure, or you can handle the result through promise. My promise object also which contains what? Success and failure responses or not. Agreed? Come on.
Yes, sir.
So the next one is like which query? Which hook? I mean, use
Use mutation.
mutation is the hook. Okay, my use lazy query and use mutation syntactically no change. My use mutation also it's take like query as a parameter. My second one is like a one object, one configuration object it is going to take. My use mutation also returns me an array of how many elements? Use mutation also an array of how many elements it is going to return?
So,
Array of two elements only. Array of two elements only. Those two elements you can okay get staff for loading data. Okay, these two elements, first one is like function, second one is this one. So here instead of get you can say like save staff. Okay, here you can get that operation status, it's going on a successfully completed. Data is there means successfully completed, error is there means it's like failure. Okay, or my save staff always returns me what? Promise. My save staff always returns me a promise. Agreed? All are okay? Come on. Okay, let's go then. Now, if you come here, my React application. Okay, let's start that application. React app. CLS npm start is the command. So my gateway is running, right? My gateway running where? Localhost. My gateway running where? Localhost 2020 or not? Service 1 and service 2. Anyway, those are like up and run. So let's go to this. So which libraries are required? Can I install? Which libraries are required? Which libraries are required? npm
Ap-
install.
Apollo.
Okay, one is like Apollo client is the one. Next, GraphQL. Na? Apollo client and GraphQL. This is PowerShell. Go to the command prompt. cd react app npm install at the rate Apollo client phq GraphQL. Okay. Now, what kind of configuration is required? Can anyone guess? What kind of configuration is required? Where my application is running? My application, okay, is running on localhost 3000 port number only, but code wise, okay, your bootstrap application, bootstrap component is what? Your starting component is what? Your starting component is your app component only or not? This app component, where it is loading? In my index.js it's loading or not? Okay, here I want to provide my GraphQL endpoint details and everything so that remaining all components can use it or not. Yes or no? So can I create the client here? Let's go. How we can create the client? Import
Apollo.
Apollo client in memory cache and Apollo provider. That the next one. Come on. Constant my client equals to new Apollo
New
client,
Apollo.
your URI and your cache. Okay, where my application is running? My super graph, where it is running? Come on. My super graph, where it is running?
2020.
Localhost 2020. That one is important. Localhost 2020 or not? Done. What next?
Provider.
You have to provide, right? That client. My Apollo provider. Yes. Okay. To whom you want me to provide? To my
App.
right? Done. Okay. You have to provide the client by using which prop key?
Client.
Okay. Client is the prop key or not? My client equals to just client. That's it. This is a small configuration. You have to do it or not? Yes or no? Okay. What is the next one? How many components are required for you? One is like students.js. Okay, JS or JSX for now, just you can add it. The next one is what? Staff, right? Okay, this is my component, and the next one is like one more component. This is my students component. In the app.js, can I add it? Students is my component. The next one is what? Staff is one more component or not? Done. Okay. Any other things are required? So first of all, check it. Is my localhost 3000? It's working as expected or not? Done. Okay. Next. What is the next one? Students should load onload itself. Students I want to load onload itself. So let's go to students component. Here onload itself I want. Which query? That means which hook?
Use effect.
Use onload use effect is the one, but we have a separate GraphQL endpoint is there na. Okay, GraphQL endpoint I want to consume it. Onload if you want to perform some operation, use query is the hook or not? Yes or no? Use query is the hook. Okay, if it is like a REST endpoint, if you want to call onload itself, just you are going to use that. But here use query is the separate hook is there. Onload if you want to execute your query. Now here you have to build the query or not? On GraphQL you have to build it. Okay, so how we can? Constant get students is the one. Get students. Can you copy paste the query? Can you copy paste the get students query? From where you want me to get it? Get students query, from where you can get it? This is the one. It's working as expected or not? Can I copy this? Can I copy this? Paste where? Can paste it here. Done. What next? Come on, what next?
Use query.
Yes, use query or not? Okay, if loading, just you can say loading. If error, you can say the error message. Okay, if not, then only you can show the students. Yes, na? Students is the one. Okay, just you can show the students list something like this in the UL. Okay, so the data dot get students or not? Data dot get to students. You can get like what? Array of objects. ID, name, roll number is there. Okay, you can use that ID as a key. Name, okay, roll number RNO is there. Done. That's okay now. Shall we check? Will it work or not work? Is it not in the expression? Okay, now what happened? First of all, did you get the response or not? Can you check it? The network. Can I refresh my page? Okay, can I delete this? Can I remove this? Okay, can I go to the network? Where is the one? This is the one. Payload. Do not pass anything. You can get this data dot get students and everything or not. So yes, one roll number one, correct only now. Yeah, it's printed, right? Just a thought like. Okay, this is my roll number and this is my roll number and this is my name or not? Yes, one and yes, working right? Onload itself. Yes or no?
Yes.
Onload itself it is working or not? Okay, done. In the staff, how you want? In the staff, how you want? At the time of clicking on the button, I want to show. Okay, so can I write like a button show staff? Show staff. So can I write the button click? So on click, okay, show display staff details. So can I write constant display staff details? Yes. Okay, next. What
Import.
next? Okay, can I create one staff? Okay, user state is the hook. Now it's okay. Once you get the staff, okay, you can display the staff. That's okay, fine. Now tell me, you have to get your query and you have to execute that query or not. So on loader, after first time loader,
After first.
after first time load, then you can go with the use lazy query. Can I go with the use lazy query? Yes. Can I get your GraphQL query constant get staff? This is the one. So get staff query is what? Get staff query is what? Can I go to the query? Can I delete this one? Okay, get staff. Okay, click on this one. Okay, this is only the one or not. Yes. So can I get this one? Whatever, how much big query, it's not a matter. Okay, whatever, it is one line, 100 lines, so just place it. Now, use lazy query, which take one parameter, your get staff is the one or not. Yes. My use lazy query returns me what?
Array.
An array of how many elements?
Two.
Two elements or not. First element is what? A function.
Oh,
Okay. Function get staff. Second one is what? Your response, your query result. So once you have this function get staff, okay, can I call this? Yes. My function get staff returns me what? Promise. Okay, if it is returns a promise, then the time, how many ways we can get it? The data from the promise object by using await and by using then. Okay, my then, the next one is like to handle, okay, the failure response, you can go with the catch also. Okay, now can I get this data and this data? Now, if it is like a success, you can get that response. Now, my set staff is what? My response dot data dot, what is that? Response dot data dot my get staff or not. Control Z, get staff. Now it's okay. If it is not there, then the time just you can do this. All are okay. All right. Now, once you have the staff, just you can display the data. So if it is like a failure, my set staff is this one. Now, if my staff is there, okay, is greater than 0, just you can display this. Okay, now here, my staff dot map, it always gives me what? Okay, directly value only, right? Yes or no? You can get like what? Directly is name only, na? As per our business logic. Okay, you get like what? The data in which format? Array of strings directly, not array of objects, so that it's like normal string only, just you can use it. That's it, right? Okay, now can I go to my React application? Okay, at this moment no staff found. Now if I click on the show staff, then the time you can see the staff details and everything or not. Okay, now so for good.
yes.
This is the way you can consume your GraphQL endpoints by using React. Last time we already discussed with Angular also, na? Just you can try from your end. And main goal is like, okay, this session main goal is like what? How to create, okay, our super graph and how to create an architecture. If you have multiple services over there, okay, consume those multiple services with a single endpoint from the client. That is our goal or not. Here two services, okay, we federated within one application. That is like a super graph. We can say like a subgraph. Subgraphs can be any number. Okay, if it is like a big application nowadays, people are using like microservices, simple functionality also, just keep it like what, one service, yes or no? In that case it's like very okay. If it is not handled like this, okay, it's like what, my client application has to communicate with the multiple services, means multiple urls you have to manage. That is very difficult or not. That the reason just you can go with this architecture, Apollo federation. Okay na? So for good everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then that's it my side. Okay, so the next weekend we are going to take like the automation tests by using playwright. Now if you go to this, okay, next weekend, okay, we are going to see mastering web automation with the playwright. Okay, it's like automation tests, how we can write. Cypress is there na, same like this. There has one more library is there, playwright, not only for just javascript or web applications. Playwright use it for multiple different technologies, which is used for what, to write the automation tests. Just we are going to discuss like for client application how to do that by using playwright. Either it is like a Angular or it is like a React, whatever it may be. Okay. Okay then. Okay, anyone have any questions?